9 WordPress codes to spice up your blog and improve UX. WordPress is easy to configure and install, ready to go as soon as you publish your blog. But relying on WordPress default options might result in a loss on your behalf. Less functionality. Bored users, who see the same stuff on every WP sites they stumble upon. Drops in search engine rankings. You have a flexible tool in your hands, that you can tweak to turn it into something pleasant to use and efficient to rely upon. Why not spice things up for your users, and yourself? This article wants to help you make your WordPress-based website fun and helpful for your users by adding interesting code snippets that will also enhance your SEO. Give them a try and let me know how they worked out for you. Winky face, 9 codes to enhance your WordPress blog. I will offer you 2 types of code snippets in this post. Codex codes. Code snippets and widgets. Codex codes are PHP snippets I wrote myself, with the help of my fiancée, Simone, strictly using the WordPress.org codex as a reference. Code snippets and widgets are ready-made pieces of PHP code, or WordPress plugins, that are freely available on other websites and on WordPress.org, but I also included snippets my fiancée and I wrote from scratch using Open and Codex references. Both types of codes are easy to implement and install, but you may want to start with widgets and plugins if you're unsure how to manipulate code. I understand that 9 code snippets may not be enough for those of you who like to experiment with lots and lots of different code, so I'm sure our Robert Ladrosky's 25 handy code snippets for WordPress developers will satiate your hunger, at least for a while. Winky face, Codex codes. 1. Differentiate sticky posts. To make WordPress check if your current post is a sticky post, and display it accordingly, you can use the Codex Boolean function. PHP is _sticky. The function alone will only return true or false values, so what you can do here is write a conditional construct, if/else, to manage your sticky posts. An example. In this sample usage, I displayed the sticky post as a box containing only the title, the post date and the excerpt, not the entire post, while the standard template for the other posts is contained in posttemplate.php. Each type of post will have its own CSS style sheet, but we're not defining styles here, only templates. Single.php is your default template for single posts. You'll find it included with every default WP theme. If you have developed your own WP theme but you have set up no templates for single posts, you can follow the Codex guide here. 2. Displaying post URL. This one might be fun to add to your template. If you want your readers to get the URI for each of your pages, or posts, just use the following tag within your single.php, page.php or even index.php template. Instead of using the _permalink, that's the most obvious choice and works for all cases, WP allows you to use 2 alternative forms for posts and pages. For example, your page template can include 3. Retrieve and display post ID number. Even when you set up your permalink structure to be user and SEO friendly, you can still show your visitors the post ID by adding this simple function to your meta line. Sample usage. 4. List categories by ID. The WordPress standard function is. Here is an example I used on one of my blogs, written using code from the Codex and a topic on Stack Overflow. And how it's displayed. Note, get_all_category_ids, is now a deprecated function, but you can still use it without problems, like I do on my blog, screenshot above. However, if you wish to use the new function for the snippet, visit the get_terms page of the Codex. What does this code do? The code gets all category IDs and the category name for each ID, then it links the ID to the category link, while it displays the category name after the colon, hence the echo expression href equals $category_link $cat_ida, $cat_name br/. 5. A detailed users/authors page for your blog. Have you ever wanted to build a custom page that would display all your blog authors or users without having to rely on a plugin? Well, you can create your own custom authors/users page with only a text editor, an FTP uploader and your beloved WordPress dashboard. First of all, you need to create a copy of your page.php file. Rename your copy into any name. I named mine users.php. Add the template tag to the top of this template for WordPress to recognize it as a template, then go to your dashboard pages add new and create a page for your list of users/authors. Return to the pages list, click Quick Edit under your new page title and select your new template from the template drop-down menu. Save your changes. Now open your users.php, or whatever you named it, file and apply the following code. This code uses the count_users function is listed as default usage in the codex. You can view a live example of this code at robocity.in web link. After that code, let's add something about the blog admin. I used the count_user_posts function here, following the usage format suggested by the codex. The function get_userdata is good to show the correlation between a certain username and the real name of the person using it. See below. Now, this is the most interesting function you can use on your authors/users page, the get_users function. This function will retrieve a list of users according to certain parameters that you can configure in the code. In the example above, taken from the codex page and edited to fit my users page at robocity.in, I want to get a list of administrators for blog ID 1, current blog, ordered by nice name, and for each user, I want to display username and email in a sentence of the type username, name@example.com. If you like to show logged in users something about themselves, you may use the get_currentusinfo function to retrieve, say, the user's name and address. I didn't use this function in my example, but creativity doesn't know limits, right? Winky face, code snippets and widgets. 6. Alternative. Archives. Imagine if you could replace your old sidebar archives list that keeps growing as your blog grows and forces users to scroll with a snippet like the one you can see here on the right. Wouldn't it make things easier for your readers to catch your blog age and depth of archives at a glance? Smiley face. My fiancé and I wrote this simple snippet using the get_post from the codex and a simple drop-down menu for the list of archives. We created our own functions to make the idea work out well. What does this code do? The function format post date takes the post's ID and date format and returns a date in a format of your choice. The second function, get last posted, takes an array of posts containing only one post and returns its ID. To get the first post of the blog, generally with ID equals 1, we write echo format post date, 1, %b%e, %y, in the first paragraph. This code uses the format post date function and takes as parameters the post ID number 1 and a standard English format for the date, and returns the date. To get the last post of the blog, we use format post date, get last posted, %b%e, %y, to get the ID of the last post and a date format, again, in English, and print the date on screen. 7. Check if visitor uses a mobile device. Munib at wp-snippets.com shared an interesting code snippet, a function, to check if a visitor on your site is using a mobile device. The code is available here. This function helps with mobile optimization, as it's useful if you want to show certain function only to mobile users or to exclude mobile users from certain website features. 8. Use the if/else construct to manipulate your page sidebar content. This code snippet is based on WordPress codex, but I placed it in this section because it allows for much creativity and you may be able to find ready-made snippets on the web. Suppose that you want to use multiple sidebars on your site. You may fill your sidebar with divs and sections, but the more that file grows, even if you use widgets, the heavier it gets. The codex comes to your rescue with the get_sidebar, $name, function. The usage is simple. Create, say, a sidebar for your quote snippets. Name it sidebar quotes.php. In the main sidebar.php file, or the header or index file, according to your WP theme structure, write get_sidebar, quotes, to include the sidebar quotes.php file. You will get a slimmer sidebar with calls to other sub-sidebars, that you can optimize with if/else constructs if you know a bit of PHP coding for WordPress. You may not know this, but when you use the generic get_sidebar code, that will include sidebar.php because you didn't add a $name argument. This is the default usage. When you add a name after sidebar star.php, you can call that name add-in with the $name arg. If you have ads, special offers, or sidebar functions that you want to display on certain pages of your blog or code that will overload your standard sidebar, you will find this code snippet a lifesaver for UX. 9. A tool for integrating code snippets into your WordPress site. Code Snippets Screenshot. Code Snippets is a free WordPress plugin created by Shabanj that allows you to easily add code snippets to your blog. The nice thing about this plugin is that you no longer have to edit your functions.php file, but you can add custom code directly from your WordPress dashboard. Basically, you can add code snippets like you would add a new post or page. Tom Ewer at wpmudev.org wrote an interesting introduction to this plugin, but the most useful resource I found so far for code snippets is the plugin support forum at wordpress.org. Over to you. Share your WordPress coding experiments in the comments below. And feel free to ask questions about the snippets introduced in this post.